What up, good people, man? It's your boy is either real or should I said ZTV 1990. This is the preacher man coming with another video, and then I'm basically recording on all my social media platforms, on both of my YouTube and my TikTok. So I'm looking at different screens here, but I want to talk about Travis Hunter and why I feel it's very important for people to get married, because Travis Hunter did the right thing. Okay, I'm gonna let people have a chance to come on in here, but Travis Hunter did the right thing. Okay, however y'all feel about it, it don't matter what people think. This is his life. We're only gonna be down here a certain amount of time. We only got one life to live, just one. And while you down here, okay, you gotta make the most of what you're doing. Now I'm gonna basically teach everybody the game, okay, because I don't think people really understand what's going on. Because I find it crazy that people are really getting on Travis Hunter. Okay, you think he made a mistake, but it's like these athletes cheat on their women all the time. These athletes, these football players, professional basketball players, baseball players, even the race car drivers, they all cheat. A majority of them. Now, I'm not saying this is all of them. Now, if you're an athlete and you respect your marriage, you respect your wife, okay, and you're trying to do what you got to do to keep your family together, then I'm not talking to you. I do know there's some athletes that are like faithful to their wives. Okay, there's lady athletes that's faithful to the men or the women they're married to, whichever side of fence you're on. But for the most part, a lot of these athletes, people cheat. Okay, this has been going on for decades. See, yeah, a lot of you could get on Travis Hunter for marrying a 3 or 4, but I'm here to let everybody know something. And this is facts. Most of these athletes you see on TV, a majority of them, are all certified or so-called pimps. They players, they gigolos. Okay? What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. They're pimps and they're players. Okay? The rappers ain't the only ones in the game that's pimping these women. So are these athletes. Just look up Magic Johnson, what he used to do in the Playboy Mansion with Hugh Hef. When Hugh Hef was alive back in the day. During the Hugh Hef days of that Playboy Ranch, wherever you want to call it, Magic Johnson had women. He had a lot of 3 or 4s. I can't say certain words. Certain words, because we live in a society where TikTok especially is very, very, very sensitive. So me being a content creator, I got to be responsible with my words, because I don't want to mess up what I got going on here. People in TikTok hate me already. I've had my social media flagged many times. So you got to be careful what I say. But I'm also finna go spiritually. I'm going to tell y'all what thus said the Lord, what the Bible got to say. And I got to do this because I got to school you young folks. Because I had an individual, I'm not finna say your name, inbox me, and you kept trying to argue with me. Oh, Travis Hunter, you don't got no proof that Travis Hunter cheated. It's not about Travis Hunter cheating. But you want to get mad at him. You want to say he made a mistake marrying Liana. But these men use these women to make money off of. Okay? But what Travis Hunter did, that's sacred in the eyes of God, because he at least married the woman. You see, the problem with society, people, and I'm just going to say this, fam. One of the main issues with society is that these men are not leading by example as far as marrying these women. They're having babies. They're having sexual relations with all these different types of women. It don't matter how much money they make, what status, but they're having relations with 2 or 3 women at a time. These women are getting pregnant and they don't even love them. They're not marrying these women at all. So these kids got to grow up with no father in the house. Your father is not around. The mother got to raise the child on their own, and some of these women already are irresponsible. I'll be honest. Some people out there can't have kids like that. They're not deserving of having a child. They're not raising the child right. So the child got to grow up with no father around, or the father's barely around, or their parents are separated. And either A, the child got to deal with the mama or the daddy hating each other and putting things in the child's ear. Oh, your mother did this to me. Or your daddy ain't this. Your daddy ain't that. They got to hear this. And then on top of that, these women are forced to take care of the child on their own. These men, these young boys got to grow up with feminine ways. And this is no disrespect to single mothers, because I was a child that had to grow up with my mom being a single parent. But my mom raised me around men. My mom knew to raise me and the rest of my siblings, especially my brothers, man. We wasn't raised to be feminine. She had us surrounded. She surrounded us with other men. My grandfathers, rest in peace. My uncles, my cousins, my older brothers. I had other men in my life. When my mom would go to the nail salons, she go to these shops to get her hair done, or she go shopping with my sisters, and I was somewhere else. And that's just the household I was living in. Yeah, I had a stepfather and all that, and been raised around other stepbrothers and sisters, but for the most part, I had other men in my life that taught me the game. OGs that taught me the game, y'all. Okay, I had OGs. All right? People that taught me how to talk to women, how to pull girls. Even when I was 13, 14 years old. But every young man don't have that. But that's because, again, a lot of these men, especially these athletes, are leaving these women to raise children on their own. Especially in the hood. I can't even... that don't need the introduction. I don't got to remind you what goes on in the hood. For those that don't know, a lot of these men are in and out of jail. They having sex with these women, these young women, at 18, 17 years old. They got to raise children on their own. And these men, these baby daddies are in jail, serving 10 to 15-year bids, 5-year periods at a time. They gone in and out of jail. So the children, especially the girls, they have no daddy around. So this is why children act a certain way. But Travis did the right thing. Now, I'm going to read to y'all a couple of scriptures out the Bible from my phone. And one of them is in Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Yeah, Genesis 2:24, it states, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh," establishing marriage as a foundational element of human relationships. So it's all about building foundation with the woman that you're interested in. This is why I tell people, including the people I coach, because I coach men, old and young men, throughout my weeks in my ministry. And one of the things I tell men, especially in my groups, when you're seeing somebody, you want to take your time. Honor friendship. I'm gonna tell my little cousin Clarice this, because I'm going to her graduation dinner. She just graduated from high school. And she's going to Cal State Poly Pomona for her degree in engineering. I'm also going to tell my one of my little homies this, that I also mentored, that also graduated from our teacher high school. Shouts out to Emmanuel Wooden. I took him in like a son. He's like a son to me. He didn't have nobody. His father was never around. His father batted him at an early age, and I took him under my wing over the last 4 years. You know, especially after his mom passed away. So I felt a heart for him. God put me in his life to be a blessing to that young man. But I tell Emmanuel, get yourself established first before you start going with these women. Before you decide to lay down with these women, establish yourself first. Now, he's already going to the Navy. Okay, he's made that career choice. I say, brother, write down your goals. While you're in the Navy, write down your goals so when you get out, you know what you want to do. Don't worry about these women. These women going to come. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad he chose wrestling all the time. They kept him busy. But yeah, it's all about establishing a foundation. So, I mean, when the girl you getting to know, when you first dating somebody, right? Fellas, especially, when you seeing that woman you like and you're interested in, and she lets you know that she likes you and y'all exchange numbers, you start talking, before you rush to the bedroom and you try to get the third place, take your time with the woman and learn about her. Learn everything about her. You got to learn how to be friends first before you can get to the serious stuff. See, that's the problem with society. People don't know how to value friendship. It's okay if you get friend zoned. God knows who you're supposed to be with. But the problem is we're too impatient. We're living in a microwave society. We want everything instant action, instant this, instant that. And that's not how life works. You got to take your time. You got to really take your time to get to know a person. That's why in my ministry, the church I go to, we court before things start getting serious. Yeah, we start dating or whatever, but we court. We believe in courting. No sex until after you say I do at the altar. That's how our pastor teaches us. But before the marriage, before you have sex, you got to establish a foundation. Y'all got to know if y'all two on the same page. That's a lot of mistakes these young men make because they too in their flesh. They too into their needs. Women too. But it's best to just wait. And by waiting, you avoid these diseases. You avoid herpes. You avoid AIDS. Okay? You avoid HIV, or you avoid an unwanted pregnancy. They have to deal with the women wanting to get an abortion. Okay? Which I'm against. I am pro-life, more so than pro-choice, but a woman still has a choice to choose what she want to do with her body in America. That's her choice. That's between her and God. I can't stop what a woman does with her body, but if my mom aborted me, I wouldn't be here. Now, one flesh. The concept in Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 emphasizes the intimate and unified nature of marriage, where two become one. Again, unified means y'all both on the same page. That means whatever decision you two make, it's all good. You on one accord. That's why it means to be equally yoked. Again, you don't want to have sex with people you don't care about. Unless you into that type of stuff, one night stands, hey, whatever rocks your boat. But me, I know about to lay down with a female, a woman, a young lady. Let me rephrase that. I'm not about to lay down with somebody and that I don't feel I want to have a future with. That's just where I am now in today's time. I'm in my mid-30s, okay? You know, I'm not a young man no more. I'm not what I used to be in my 20s. See, when I was in my 20s, I was 18, 19 years old. I was not in a serious relationship like that. I didn't care anymore. I just want to have fun, get my pleasure, and get on. But now as you get older, you realize that time is only going by. And you need somebody that's going to be there for you, that's going to have your back. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You got to be on one accord. You should never lay down and have sexual relations with anybody you really don't care nothing about. Because then that means you don't care about their feelings. You're going to leave them for the next person. And it's sad. You don't share. There's no connection there. I get it. You know, people want to have fun, do their thing. They want to go to the club and this, that, the other. But you got to understand, everything comes with a consequence. What you do today determines your future going to be in the next 5 years, 2 or 3 years from now. So don't. If I decide I'm going to have sex with anybody, we're going to be married. That's just how it is. I only want one woman. I'm praying that God send me that one woman. I'm not trying to, all this going back and forth, going from woman to woman in my flesh, that's got to end. Now, love and respect. This is from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 through 33. And it outlines the roles of a husband and wife, emphasizing love, respect, submission within marriage. Travis and Liana understand each other. They do. They've been together since high school. Okay? They've been together a long time. And before I get to them, I got to read y'all this so you get a clear understanding where I'm going. Now, the sacred covenant. Because when you marry somebody, you're making a covenant. I know a lot of people, y'all don't agree with that. But again, this is this young man's life. You ain't living Travis Hunter's life. He got to live his life. And I hope that Travis Hunter and Liana sees this. Because I got Travis Hunter's back. I'm not one of these fake fans. And before I continue, the same people that's getting on Travis Hunter's back for marrying the woman he wants to be with, because I know it's the same people that's getting on Travis Hunter, y'all don't get on your own favorite athlete for sleeping around. For example, right, the Saquon Barkley for the Philadelphia Eagles that just won a Super Bowl, who just made the Madden cover. Okay, even though I'm a Cowboys fan, I got to give Saquon his props. He had a great season last year. I wish he would have broke Eric Dickerson's record, but it is what it is. Saquon, right? Saquon can have relations with 2 or 3 women at a time. He's Saquon. Okay? But if Saquon is not building a sacred commitment to the women he's fall in love with, if he's not trying to establish something, then Saquon is in the wrong. Saquon is not going to be fulfilled. If Saquon got a wife, that means that's who he truly loves. For Saquon to go and cheat on his wife with the other women, That means he never loved that woman. He never really made a sacred bond with that woman. He never really was tied to that woman, committed to that woman. Okay, I need people to understand this. I'm ready to go somewhere with this. A lot of these athletes, they say I do before the altar. When you say I do before the altar, you're making a sacred bond. You're gonna honor that woman no matter what. And that woman's gonna honor that man no matter what happens. No matter what people say, no matter what your family do, no matter who's against it, you're gonna stay faithful to that person. But a lot of these athletes, they again, I'm not accusing Saquon of anything. I'm just using this as an example. A lot of these men go on the road and they got other women that throw themselves to them. They automatically get them the draws. They can invite anybody to their hotel room. They're not honoring the commitment they made. They just forget all that. Why? Because they're in their flesh. They got needs. They're not really fully committed to that. Yeah, they might have some type of feelings for that individual, but they still want to do their thing. Okay, and that's a problem there. But if Saquon wants to truly be happy, then he got to honor whichever woman he decide to put that ring on the finger. That way he ain't got to be worried about these other women down the road. So you got to understand what Saquon goes through. Somebody like him, they got women, they got thousands and hundreds of women every week. No matter which state they playing in, which hotel they at, they got women that are drawn to him. So knowing Travis Hunter, his status, again, he's going to have many women that he can easily get with. But he chose Liana because he felt a sacred covenant with her. He has a bond with her that nobody else has on this earth but them two. Hebrews 13:4 states, let marriage be held in honor among all. And let the marriage bed, that means you and them, this is y'all two. Nobody else but you two are allowed in that bedroom. Be undefiled. Highlighted the sacredness and responsibility associated with marriage. It's a responsibility. You don't just marry somebody just to marry anybody. I get it, man. People got their types. Everybody has their preferences, but you get involved with anybody, you gotta stay committed to that one person. That bed, you only share one bed with that one person. That means you don't share yourself with somebody else outside of that marriage. This is why marriage fails. This is why marriage is in too soon, because men and women get married for the wrong reasons. They don't not really in love with these people, man. They just doing it just to do it. What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in. So let me get to Travis right now, because people don't understand the game. Let me school y'all quick, because I'm a former semi-professional athlete. I done played Pop Warner High School, college. Then I went semi-professional within my later years of league before I let it go and retired. Somebody like a Travis Hunter, who was already a top recruit in the nation. He was a top recruit. Okay? Even in high school, Liana was the only woman he probably had. He probably had other women that wanted to be his prom date. Other women that wanted him to take them to their house or go to his bedroom when his parents not around. Even in college, okay? You're playing for Deion Sanders. You're playing both positions. You're one of the best players on that team. It can be an argument that Travis Hunter was the true leader of that team, not even Shador or Shiloh. It was Travis. Travis was the main captain of that football team. Okay? There's many, many, many women, no matter if they white, black, brown, Latino, Asian, that was attracted, that wanted Travis Hunter. But instead, he chose to be with Rihanna. I need y'all to understand something. Travis let the world know that he's only committed to one woman. That's Liana. Okay? This is supposed the woman's getting ready to have his kids. When you get married, you letting God know that this is who I'm committed to. I'm respecting marriage. I'm only gonna want one woman. Me being a man of God, I gotta be committed to one woman. But the problem with a lot of these athletes is that they get used to a certain fame and fortune they never had before. A lot of these athletes, they weren't used to women coming at them because they weren't ballers like that just yet. They weren't D-boys. They weren't out here gangbanging, slinging. Okay? They wasn't acting hard and all that. They was just committed to the sport they was playing in. Then as they got older and they got fame, they got their stats up and they started winning championships and getting Heisman Trophy awards. Now you got people paying attention to them. You see them on ESPN and Fox Sports. We see them all over the internet, on YouTube. People making videos about them. Okay, we all played college football and college basketball, hoops, all that other stuff, right? We played the video games they feature in. They wind up getting drafted, so they get in the bag in a higher rate. It's gonna be worse now because athletes are getting this NIL money. So people like Magic Johnson, Derek Fisher, Chad Ochocinco, Terrell Owens, and many others, best believe a lot of them have cheated on their wives. Yeah, they may have feelings for their wife or that significant other, but there was other women on the road who were freaks that offered the things maybe their wives wasn't doing at home. Okay? They got all this power. When you making all the money they making, you got power that you never had before. So you feel you can do whatever you want to do. Because with power comes great responsibility. But these athletes, some of them can't handle it. You get invited to make appearances in the best clubs out there. You get hip-hop artists. Like a Jay-Z, like a Sean Combs. We see what's going on with him, but you got a lot of other celebrities. E40. That invite these athletes to come join them in the VIP section. And those rappers are already surrounded by different 3 or 4 different types of women anyway. These athletes get exposed to a certain lifestyle that they couldn't get when they was younger because they had to grow up in poverty. So I'm telling y'all this now. You can get mad at Travis Hunter all you want to, call him a simp. But let me tell y'all something. A lot of these athletes, especially Travis Hunter in high school, they use a lot of these women to get what they need from them. Because these women are willing to cook for them, willing to buy them money, buy them lunch, all of this stuff. Okay? Ain't no telling what Leanna has done for Travis leading up to this, why he's still with her, and they still together. It's been stated that Leanna has said herself, she said she had bought Travis a car just for him to commit to and from. Right? Just coming out of high school in his early years of college before he transferred to go to Deion Sanders' schools that he was coaching at all this time. Travis has stated that Leanna's done a lot for him. So who are we to judge that man about what he's doing? But your favorite athlete, like a Randy Moss, for example, done had affairs 2 or 3 times. Shaq has even told everybody how his marriages got ruined. And Shawnee was a 3 or 4 herself, but y'all see where I'm going with this. Even Kobe Bean Bryant cheated on Vanessa in 2003 in Colorado. That basically split him and Shaq up because Shaq thought that Kobe snitched on him while they was being investigated, which eventually led to the Lakers dynasty being ruined. They couldn't four-peat. They lost to the Detroit Pistons. They were going after that. You know, Shaq went to Miami. Kobe stayed, and the rest was history. But things like that happen. Matter of fact, what y'all think Magic Johnson was doing in that Playboy Bunny Ranch with Hugh Hef? And Hugh Hef was a professional pimp. Okay? Hugh Hef was a real pimp. All those women, them so-called snow bunnies, yeah. Those are all his 3 or 4s. And he was doing, not only was they doing nude, but they was doing X-rated content, all kinds of stuff. And established a network. That was Hugh Hef. When my uncle Ben, rest in peace, Bernard, he told me about Hugh Hef, how he got started and everything. Yeah, Hugh Hef was a professional. Okay? These athletes that you see, whether it be the NBA, NFL, MLB, or whatever, a lot of them, like I said before, they are PIMPs. Some of these women they got staying in houses are their 3 or 4s. Women they use to make money off of. They do it in college too. Yeah. I can't make this stuff up, people. Me, in the time I was an athlete, I've seen many things go down. Even though football teams are a part of. I remember a team called the SoCal Spartans. Our coach and owner wound up renting one of the clubs downtown. We had in our home section, we had many women we brought up in there. Weren't just cheerleaders either. Oh yeah, these cheerleaders. I'm not saying this is all of them. This is quite a few of them come out these gentlemen's clubs. That these athletes, some of these owners and front office GMs attend. Oh yeah. Every year. Don't get me wrong now. some cheerleaders, this is their dream. They work hard. They were cheerleading since they was little, and they was in high school and college, so they get the opportunity to cheerlead on a bigger stage. But some of them is OnlyFans employees that they recruited out of. Some of them came off that pole. Okay, that certain football players then told the front office, "Hey, hire my friend here. No, she's cool. No, hire my friend Giselle. Hire my friend Denisha. Right? Hire Jasmine here. Okay? Yeah. Those type of women. The Brendas, Sharice's, those type of women. Like some of these women that get these cheerleading jobs, again, they got it through the athletes they dated. And the athletes have them as eye candy. Oh yeah, there's been many athletes that have had relations with some of these cheerleaders. You can look a lot of this stuff up on YouTube. Matter of fact, if y'all think I'm lying, fact check it. These athletes, they get drafted, and they get all this money. And then they could get all the top Instagram models, straight S-tier women. The 10s and 9s. Look at what's going on with Zion Williams and Anthony Edwards. You tell me what's going on with that. Neither one of them in love with none of those women. Not even Dre Michelle. She can't get a ring on her finger. But Dre Michelle is a professional at what she does. What Dre and Michelle been doing is no different than what Kim Kardashian and her sister's been doing. Y'all seen what Ray J said about Kris Jenner, her mama, and what her mama was doing with those women? Oh yeah, her mama was using them daughters to get that money. Use these athletes, marry them, and then toss them to the side. Because every man that was married to Kim and any one of her sisters, their lives was miserable. From Lamar Odom, Tristan Thompson, you see what's going on with him. He cheated on Khloe. Matter of fact, Lamar and Tristan cheated on Khloe. And Lamar, you see what that hit? He almost passed on in that brothel. What was he doing in that brothel in Vegas? But Travis Hunter loves his woman, so let me just break this down. Rihanna is Travis Hunter's 304. Travis Hunter is her pimp. Okay? That's as simple as I can try to break it down. I'm trying to be respectful here, but Travis is in love with his 304 that he married. So supposedly the man that y'all say Rihanna cheated on Travis with, no, he gave her permission to do that. See, it's different when it's somebody that's a pimp is involved. When a pimp is involved with a woman, there ain't no such thing as cheating. It's really not. It's only cheating if she gets involved with another pimp that's also trying to make money from her. Because then that's putting salt in the game. You taking money out that man's pockets. But when it's a particular pimp involved, you got his woman on the corner, on the stroll, right? On the boulevard, like somewhere on Lincoln and 20th, or Rosecrans out here in LA. Oh yeah, he's allowing her to go with these different men, get in the car, go to these different hotels, these events, because he's making that money. There's been many athletes that use these women to get to where they got to get to before they made it. They make deals with them. Yeah, don't get me wrong now. Some of them probably do love their women, but for the most part, they use a lot of these women. A lot of them got groupies. O.J. Simpson had Kris Jenner, matter of fact, and Nicole. Those were his 304s. It just so happens he passed Kris off to his boy Rob. Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson was the man. And this man, that same O.J. Simpson, left his wife and 2 kids he's with for years just so he could go with these other women. But you see how it happened to O.J. He did not have good luck at all. God punished him for that. But the fact that Travis Hunter is marrying Rihanna young, hey, power to him. He in his 20s. Because he's honoring the sanctity of marriage. He's honoring the commitment. They also tell you who his parents is. His parents raised Travis right. Because I'll be honest, fellas, it's cheaper to keep her. And to the ladies watching this video, any man that's not willing to put a ring on your finger does not love you. I'm going to say that one more time. Ladies, especially the young ladies that's graduating high school like my cousin Clarice, the one that's 18, 19 years old that's going on the way to the university level. And you're hitting the real world. Listen, okay? Any man that does not respect your best wishes, don't respect friendship first. If you tell a man to wait and he doesn't respect you, then that's not somebody you need to be with. That's not somebody you need to lay down with and give him the draws and let him get the box. That's not a man you have kids with. A man that can't respect your best wishes and don't know how to wait and learn how to be friends first and establish a connection. And if he don't know how to propose to you and is willing to put a ring on your finger, that's not somebody you need to be married to. Because that man's going to leave you for the next woman he sees that he thinks that's just banging. Okay? He's going to be looking at other women. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. Fellas, marry you one woman. Because the grass truly ain't always greener. Ain't no such thing as a perfect woman out here, man. The problem with a lot of these athletes, again, they getting a taste of this fame and fortune, all this money, they can't handle it. And by the way, let me also break this down. The reason why this is for my pro blacks that are pissed off at athletes like the Umar Johnson followers. You wonder why a lot of these black men marry these non-black women? Because certain women who are of blonde hair, brunette or redhead, they're willing to do things that the sisters are not willing to do. They're willing to do things sexually that some black women ain't trying to do. Like, not all black women are trying to have a threesome or menage a trois in the bedroom. The other type of women is down to do all of that. She's that freaky to them. They're being exposed to all this X-rated content. They getting the money, and now they can finally live life like a porn star. Or, corn star. Again, man, I know how sensitive TikTok get, but yeah, they try to be a corn star. And now they can do all kinds of freaky, nasty stuff in the bedroom. Oh, yeah, by the way, this, again, I'm going to try to keep it clean. But yeah. So that's why you see a lot of, and plus, the other type of woman is more submissive than the black woman. Okay? And they see these same type of women on the road. When they go to places like New York, out here in LA, when their team is traveling on away games, Seattle, Washington, Vegas, all these places, Texas, especially Houston, gang of them over there. They could do all kinds of orgies, freak-offs, like the stuff Diddy is going to jail for, or in prison, or in trial for. That type of stuff. They could do exactly what Diddy did, in their own way. Okay? And they marry these women because, again, the women ain't gonna say much. She's just happy to be in the house in the presence of her dream man. Whereas the sister, she ain't going for all that type of stuff necessarily. I'm trying to tell y'all the game right now. So the young man that kept arguing me on here, now you know. There's been many athletes that cheat all the time. For all you know, Travis probably cheated on Liana. Come on now, man. He's Travis Hunter. You're already a Heisman Trophy winner. You don't think there's been many women trying to get Travis Hunter's number? Huh? Y'all don't think that there have been many young girls, old and young, I'm talking about like 28, 30-year-olds. There are 30-year-old women that's my age or older that will marry Travis Hunter if he gave them that chance. Cougars is what they call them. Thanks for tuning in, man. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning into this live. What's up, Candy? Standing, man. What's good, brother? But yeah, Travis has had plenty of women that he could have actually been left Liana with. You see, notice when all this went down with Travis, it didn't affect him. He kept quiet. Now, again, you got Prime as your coach. So I'm pretty sure they had a talk already, and he had his parents. But if he really got upset with Liana cheating on him, don't you know that he would have been broke up with her? He would have seen him just been single. He would have seen Liana at that Heisman, at that NFL draft. Huh? You wouldn't have seen her at college with him at all, especially when he was at Jackson State. But no, he ain't tripping because he knew what she was doing. Travis gave her the okay to do what she was doing because she was making him money. That rapper you say she was getting the cheeks clapped from? Oh no, Travis had that arrangement. It's no different what all these other athletes was doing with their women. So I'm letting y'all know that now. A lot of these so-called the athletes you see on TV, the ones that are not married, oh yeah, best believe they in the game. They're involved some kind of way. I'm not going to expose their names, all of them, but the ones I did tell you about, that's been already been discovered already. Gilbert Arenas, too, was another one. Come on now, Kwame Brown. Come on now. I gotta keep going down the line. Been many, many athletes that when they were going on the road, behind their wife's back or their baby mom's back, they was going with another woman on the side. Now the smart ones, they don't get caught. They know how to word it. But then again, when you got a certain type of woman that's in the house that's going on with it, it's all fair game. There's some women that's married to these athletes that don't actually care because they already knew what they was getting into. They just happy to be there. Because them themselves are also bi. They going both ways. So they into that freaky stuff. There's somebody for everybody. Wherever rocks your boat. So I'm letting y'all know the game now. When I was in college, in my semi-pro days, again, we had a lot of women, including myself, used to be pimping women. Now, I done cut a lot of that stuff out. You know, I'm a born-again man of God, but just know I was doing a lot of wild stuff. I was not in committed relationships like that. The relationships I was committed to, those only last for maybe 2 or 3 years at a time. Yeah, I was in a couple serious relationships, in a few of them. But for the most part, I want to do my thing. Me and my homies. We was in these events, the athletes I was playing football with, and we was smashing these 304s. I had numbers I would go home. I had numbers I would leave out the venues with. Cheerleaders I was hitting on, even cheerleaders from other teams. Oh yeah. People, it goes down. So y'all need to know what's up already. But what I don't get is the people that's going at Travis Hunter, y'all the same ones that's criticizing NFL for not drafting Shedeur Sanders in the first round. And I myself was against Travis going in the first round, but he was a first round draft pick. You want to get mad because he got passed up for 4 rounds, right? You getting on Tom Brady, listen to Skip Bayless lie because he got nothing else better to do. He lost his show already, so he's stuck out there. But yet, y'all want to criticize Shedeur's teammate Travis for getting married? Stop. You're not a real fan. Y'all need to cut it out. Use that man for views. You need to stop. Leave Travis alone. Stay out that man's business and focus on getting your own women. Because most of the people that's talking about Travis are jealous of him. They don't got them a Liana on their arm. They don't got a Liana they can come home to. That's what this is really about. I've defended Travis before on this live. I'm saying is the man did the right thing before God. He married that woman. So therefore, he ain't in the wrong. He ain't getting judged for that. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. He ain't in the wrong with that at all. Okay? Because he honored marriage. He doing it the right way. Now, if he cheats on Leon, then that's on him. But again, it's fair game. That's his 304 that he loves. Hey, all power to him. I don't got a problem with it. Yeah, you can easily get on Travis Hunter, but get on the other athletes that have cheated on their women, that got another woman pregnant out there in another state that their wives don't know about. Get on them. There's plenty of them on there. Again, you can go on YouTube. You can Google all this stuff, man. It's all out there. But we live in a society that don't want to do their own research. They want to get spoon-fed the information. But thank y'all all for tuning in. But I have to break that down. So now y'all understand what's going on here. Now you understand the game. Okay? Yeah, you could get mad at Travis Hunter, but Travis is just doing what Travis Hunter's doing. He respect the game. Liana is his 304 that he's been making money off of. And Liana has done things for him and have been there for him. So, now y'all have it. But thank you all for tuning in very much. I appreciate it. And to my YouTube audience, listen, I know I've been gone a while because I'm a very busy man. I want to address that down. I'm a very busy man. I can't be on here every day. You know, I work in the medical field. I got my ministry, and I got other projects that I'm involved with. I got I'm a part of 2 different production teams. You know, and then plus I'm getting ready to go out of town in the fall. I'll be going to Chi-Town in November. I'll be going to Mississippi to see family. I got to see my niece. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in my life. But when I do make content, I'm here. So I want to thank my YouTube audience for being patient with me. But to my TikTok, hey, I thank every last one of my subscribers. I love y'all very much.